It is 2025. We survived 2024. To celebrate the new year, I am going to make EuroSurge free until the end of this month. So until the 31st of January 2025, EuroSurge will be free for you to try and see what it does for you. There's a link in the description. It'll take you to my Google Drive. There will be two folders. It is currently called preview because it is a preview of the EA. You can download the EA, put it in your experts folder in the MQL5 folder, and then we have set files. So we have FIFO, we have the hedging, and then we have the key level for gold. It has been really stable relative to the gold hedging that we had in the past. If it's set up, it will look like this. If you are familiar with EuroSurge, you'll notice the color scheme is a bit darker, which is, in my opinion, better on the eyes. When I do any updates on the official MQL5 versions, this color scheme will now be the new color scheme. It does feel a bit more cleaner. It is currently on Ethereum USD. Only reason for that is that the market is closed. I am recording this over the weekend, so market's closed for the regular currency pairs. So in your file, open data folder, you'll add the EA into the experts folder. After that, refresh your navigator window. This is the EA, so we'll just drop it in here. Make sure that this is enabled. Allow algo trading, and yeah, you're going to load the set files. So the set files, wherever you downloaded them, they will be in your downloads. For me, they are here, so we'll just grab this, for example. It'll input those settings for us, key level based, and we click on OK, and the EA is now on the chart. However, this only updates when the market is open. Please make sure that algo trading is enabled, right? Little play symbol, or else it will not trade. If this is disabled, it's not going to prompt you. The EA is only going to prompt you if this is not ticked. If we disable that, it takes a few seconds. Trading is disabled. That's the only way you will know if it's not trading. Just make sure that the algo trading is enabled. Everything else will work as intended. There are some new changes coming. I do have a short-term update with experimenting. I accidentally found a extremely good trade strategy. It is very different to the conventional method. It is not looking for, it doesn't care about individual trades. It's looking at global variables. It was accidental, trying something new, and I couldn't figure out why certain things weren't working, but it was providing such very good backtests. I still need to add some additional safety features just to make sure it is a very safe environment for you to use. I always need to assume that the user is maybe not as thorough at looking at things or understanding how things work. With a bit of misunderstanding or maybe just being purely negligent, it could affect certain things and then people get upset. That'll be released a couple of days from now, and that will all be on MQL5. It's not for this preview version, unfortunately. Then I've got longer term updates that are coming as well. I've already planned them out for at least the next 3 months. I want to look at some of the results. I have ported the things to my FX book, but you can also check it out on MQL5. So this is where we are at so far. The drawdown is rather high. If you want to keep your drawdown low, use a larger amount of money. The EA begins to compound depending on the risk parameters. Anywhere from $500 to $1,000 would be recommended. You can start with a lower amount, for example with $300. If you really want to start with $100, I'm not going to recommend that. It is rather stressful. Your drawdown is high. Even at $300, you can expect to have a drawdown of around 20%, depending on your risk that you are using. There are so many variables here. It just depends on you, right? How much money do you want to make and how much drawdown are you willing to endure? So yeah, this is our growth so far. 66%. It was a bit higher. We had a loss, I believe it was Thursday or Friday. So you can see this blue line is our balance going down, and then basically immediately after start going up again. But you'll notice our equity remained in one place. barely moved because of the hedging. We're hitting stop loss and then take profit all the way up. This was worst case scenario because the EA was preparing for a bullish move in the market. The EA was anticipating the price going up and it went down. Even at worst case scenario, we are doing fine. If the market did go up as we were anticipating it to do, we would be well into the 120% growth. However, these things happen. That's why they're hedging. It seems counterproductive, but it really does protect your account. And for example, in this instance over here, yeah, so we had that. It looks a lot prettier here, to be honest. We just have a bit of this going on. I've added it to my FX book. I can't share this because it needs to be made public, and in order to do that, the account needs to be verified. I don't know how to do that. You can always go and check it out on MQL5. Statistics are roughly the same. They might have slightly different ways of calculating things. Might be some small differences, but nothing major. We're growing quite nicely. I have also withdrawn in total $25, so that is why the account is at 140. Although our growth shows a lot more, I would encourage anyone to do that so that you can actually use the money. It doesn't matter how small the account is. If you pay for something using that account, it feels a lot more real. If you pay your Netflix, your server fees, buy yourself a cup of coffee with that, it feels so much more real. Keep in mind that a vast majority of people do not withdraw money because they do not make money. They do not make money trading. They only lose money. What do we have here? November 21% profit, December 45%, and for January we're only 5 days in, but we've got a negative 5%. If we're averaging, I don't know, 30% monthly in a period of 12 months, considering you're starting with $100, well, in this case, $100, you're not going to get rich off of that. Just as a motivational situation, I would encourage making small withdrawals just to pay something. It does make it just feel like a real account, like something is happening, it is making money, and it is tangible. You can use it. Now, of course, if you start with a larger account balance, your results will be a lot more that you can tangibly use. Instead of using $10 or $20, you might have a couple of hundred, maybe even a couple of thousand that you can use. If you have a month in loss, just don't do a withdrawal. I withdraw every quarter, so every 3 months, just in case we have a losing month in between to balance things out. It doesn't always work that way, but we are making money. That is the end goal that we are trying to achieve. I have already started working on machine learning, and so I want the EA to learn and adapt. It is very complicated. I do not have experience with that, so it's rather new to me, so it will take longer than somebody who does this for a living. But yeah, the end goal is to have the EA be able to adapt over time. The machine learning will initially act as a filter. It'll be an outside observer watching the trades, and depending on the outcomes, it'll start to adapt, either allowing trades or blocking them to say, you know what, this doesn't look like a good situation to buy. So it'll initially act as a trade filter that will be added to EuroSurge. I already have a very early version of that I am testing separately, and it needs work. It needs a lot of work. And that should work very well in conjunction with the key level logic, because the key level logic isn't perfect. It has its flaws, it also has its pros, but it needs a bit more to improve it a little bit. So that is the idea behind the machine learning that will be coming a bit later. But yeah, this is all available, link in the description. It is on my Google Drive. You'll download the EA, the set files, and then from there you'll implement it. It's only going to work until the end of January. So the 31st at midnight, it'll stop working. So make sure to get it early so that you've got enough time to actually use it and see if it is something that you want. Or if you have any feedback, that would be fantastic as well. You let us know in the comments if you have any suggestions, and if it makes sense to look into it, I definitely will, in order to improve what we are trying to do at the end of the day, and that is to consistently make money over time. Once again, Happy New Year. I will see you guys soon. I meant to do this earlier, about a week ago, but I was busy. So yeah, enjoy the system, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.